Good morning. Is this a good morning or what? I'm Deborah Fudge, the president of the SMART Board of Directors, and we'd like to welcome you today to SMART's grand opening celebration. The long-awaited day has arrived. We are about to make history today with the launch of our full passenger rail service here in the North Bay, the first time in more than 60 years that we've had passenger rail service. I want to first introduce you to SMART's Board of Directors who are here today. Our Vice Chair, Marin County Supervisor Kate Sears. Our immediate past President and Chair of the Marin County Board of Supervisors, Judy Arnold. Chair of the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors, Shirley Zane. Sonoma County Supervisor David Rabbit. Roder Park Mayor Jake McKenzie. Sarahville Mayor Gary Phillips. Cloverdale Council Member Carol Russell. Cloverdale's in the front row. They want you to know they're in the northernmost seats because the train's going to get to Cloverdale. I just said it. Nevada Council Member Eric Lucan. Our longest term board members, more than 15 years, Barbara Parr and Jim Eddy, both representing the Golden Gate Bridge and Highway Transportation District. I also want to acknowledge and thank the City of Santa Rosa for hosting this event for us today. We will hear from Mayor Corsi in a little while. There are so many people who have worked tirelessly to get us to this point. Our dedicated and talented team at SMART, our top-notch crew of contractors and consultants, and you, the voters, who had the faith and the vision to approve and support this project. We would not be here today without each and every one of you, and we thank you for your patience. And today, we also honor Farhad Mansourian, our intrepid general manager, without whom we would not be here today. He has worked around the clock for 6 years for us. We know this because we've all received texts and emails late at night and on weekends. He will receive a special introduction later. Before I start the program, I want to take a minute and acknowledge one of our colleagues who was instrumental in getting us to this date, and he is no longer with us. Marin County Supervisor Charles McGlashan, who I am sure is watching us in heaven with a great big smile. I always tell a story because I want this to become an urban legend, but he went to Japan with me. Dominic DeBrito and John Lackey were also here, and we were looking at Japan's existing rail cars to decide if these were the ones that we wanted. When we were in Japan, Charles saw green rail cars, and he turned to me and said, "I want SMART to be green." So we have now, in his honor, named these rail cars. The green color is called McGlashan Green. And I tell all of you because we want to honor our friend and we want to continue this urban legend so he is always remembered. I would also like to mention 3 longtime supporters and members of Friends of SMART who are also no longer with us. It's hard to mention everybody, but these 3 have been involved with the train for a very long time. I would like to mention Bill Cordham, George Ellman, and Lionel Gamble. And even though we all had some friendly arguments about the types of rail cars or where the train would end at the Bay, Larkspur, or San Quentin, we honor, all of you know the stories, we honor them today and we know they would be proud too. We are honored to have such a large number of elected officials from Marin and Sonoma counties here today, including some former board members. May I please ask you to raise your hands or stand if you wish to be recognized. There are so many of you. We'd like you to be recognized. Tim Smith in the front, Stephanie Moulton Peters. I don't want to name names because I will forget some people, but thank you all for serving all of us in Sonoma County and Marin counties. We also have Miss Sonoma County 2017 here today, Christina Schmoll. And we have Miss Marin County 2017, Madeleine Jo Domingo. If anybody would like pictures with these lovely ladies, they are here. They're always at ribbon cuttings. We welcome them today. We are grateful that our State Secretary of Transportation, Brian Kelly, is here, our State Senator, Mike McGuire, our members of Assembly, Jim Wood and Mark Levine, our Congressman, Jared Huffman, and our former Congresspeople, Lynn Woolsey and Doug Bosco. Both Lynn and Doug have been long supporters of SMART, and we appreciate your work to preserve our rail lines so that we could be here celebrating here today. Our regional partner is here, the Metropolitan Transportation Commission, and it's represented here with their chair, Jake McKenzie, who is also our board member, and the executive director, Steve Heminger. Our partners at the Federal Railroad Administration are represented by the regional administrator, James Jordan, who will also be speaking. The FRA has worked closely with us for many months to help us with our final permits, and we really appreciate their extra effort on our behalf. We ran them ragged with our insistence that we get the trains rolling ASAP. We have a lot of contractors here who worked on SMART. The car builder and consultants played a key role in our success. They worked long hours also to keep up with our schedule. Our contractors are George Fernandes, president of Stacy and Whitbeck Incorporated, Jerry McKenna, president of Modern Railway Systems, and J.C. Brummond, executive vice president with Herzog Contracting Incorporated, Christian Fasari, executive vice president for Shimmick Construction, and our car builders are here, Kevin Koyasu, president and CEO of Nippon Sharyo USA, Hugh Ninomiya, chief director, Transportation Systems of Sumitomo Corporation of America, Dominic DeBrito, president of LTK, and last but not least, Chad Edison, Deputy Secretary for Transportation of the California State Transportation Agency. And now we get into the speeches, but they won't be very long because we have a train to run at 12:49 p.m. So today I have the special honor of introducing Brian Kelly, California Secretary of Transportation. Mr. Secretary.
Good morning. Good morning. There you go. What a great day in the North Bay. I'm so happy to be here today. Today marks a major milestone, a historic moment for the North Bay as well as for the state of California. We're transforming the North Bay's transportation landscape with the start of passenger rail service for the first time in more than 6 decades, and that is a great accomplishment. I want to congratulate Sonoma and Marin counties for having the vision, the courage to dream big, and for having persistence and perseverance. And that's really what it takes to build the new first phase 43-mile rail transit system like this one. In just over 5 years, your folks down here have worked diligently. You all have, daily and without fail. You built a new transit agency. You've rebuilt 43 miles of track, rebuilt or replaced more than 30 bridges, and designed one of the most sophisticated rail train control and safety systems we have today anywhere in the entire country, all here in the North Bay. You built this from the ground up, a state-of-the-art transportation system that will serve the region for generations to come, with longer trains that will add rider capacity in this great region. And look, this is really setting the example of what we're trying to do all around the state of California. You have tough commute corridors like the 101 here, and you can't just continue to always build a lane and add more cars and build a lane and add more cars. You got to address the corridor in ways that give commuters new ways, new options, viable options to get around, and you've accomplished that with this system, and we want to see more of this all around the state of California. I want to give special recognition to somebody I've had the great pleasure of knowing for a long time. Back in my early years when I was a young staff member for John Burton, I ran into a guy in Marin County named Farhad Mansourian. And Farhad has been a great friend, a great leader on transportation issues in this area. And I'm so impressed with the work that he has done on this particular project. On my way down there, I was commenting to my colleague that he's like the MacGyver of rail systems. He sort of started with a chewing gum wrapper and a paper clip, and he's built this. So Farhad, congratulations on this day. A few years ago, Judy Arnold and Farhad came to my office to update me on the progress they were making down here and tell me about what the needs were to get this thing through the finish line. And I remember in that meeting being so impressed with how far it had come, from concept to at the doorstep, to really providing folks with this important alternative to travel. And they'd come a long way. They showed me reports and photos. Shortly thereafter, a newly elected senator down here, Mike McGuire, and I, we took a trip and checked out the maintenance facility. And shortly after that, I was very proud, as in my role, to partner with Farhad and Judy and everybody down here to add more trains to this system and be able to expand the ridership capability. This is a great and humbling day for me because our very modest contribution to this has helped lead to this great day. And so for all of you, for this community, for all the work you have done, congratulations. It's an important day, not just for you, but for the state of California. And I look forward to being your partner as we expand this system to Larkspur, north up to Healdsburg, Cloverdale. We're going to be your partners the whole way through. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary Kelly. And next, I'd like to introduce Kate Sears, a member of our Board of Directors, who will introduce Congressman Jared Huffman.
So good morning. You know, one of the things that you really learn in a very visceral way as a board member of SMART is how incredibly complicated it is to create a new train system. Unbelievably complex and challenging. And it takes a group of incredible leaders to help make that happen. And many of those leaders you see up here today on our platform. But among that group of leaders, there's one person who really stands out for his incredible commitment to SMART, his extraordinary supportiveness, and his absolute devotion to making sure that this train got here and is about to take its first run of public service. And that's our Congressman Jared Huffman. I cannot thank him enough for what he has done for SMART and for what he does for all of us in our communities who he represents. So it's my great pleasure to welcome our Congressman Jared Huffman.
Well, thank you, Supervisor Sears. Good morning, everyone. This is really happening, right? You know, I've been to so many ceremonies over the years with SMART. I have a golden shovel from a groundbreaking, and we've done ribbon cuttings, and we've opened tunnels, and we've smashed champagne bottles on new rail cars. It's been a lot of fun doing all these ceremonies, but we're finally at the big ceremony that we've all been looking forward to, the start of service. And this is really an important day. So I want to congratulate SMART. I want to congratulate our federal and state, regional and local partners, all the elected leaders and community leaders that are here today. And of course, I want to congratulate the people of Sonoma and Marin County for having the foresight and the courage to move ahead with such an ambitious and important project. Let's be sure to single out the guy that was just referred to, I think very appropriately, as the MacGyver of SMART, Farhad Mansourian. You know, Farhad's vision, his skill, his endurance are just amazing. It has not been easy. He has, I believe, unfairly borne some criticism up and down the tracks in the North Bay for things that were outside his control, unforeseen challenges, but it's just remarkable, the creative problem solving, the shrewd engineering skills, the tough negotiating skills that he has brought to this project to keep it on track and to bring us to this day. There's simply no question that without him we wouldn't be here. So today we are celebrating the results of all of that hard work, all of that perseverance, and the grand opening of the first new transit system in the Bay Area since the 1970s. Now, to quote our former Vice President Joe Biden, that's a BFD. And the F is fat. The F stands for fat, that's all. All right? SMART has created a system that has the best technology to offer, state-of-the-art safety train control system, but it's done that in a way that preserves some of what really makes the North Bay so special. And I'm especially proud of the environmental mitigation effort. SMART has developed a beautiful 56-acre endangered species habitat and wetlands preservation site at the Miramonte Marina area. It's going to offer some of the most beautiful views of wildlife in the North Bay, and the train will pass through that gorgeous area just south of Petaluma. So let's all take a moment to acknowledge this tremendous accomplishment, to recognize the vision and the courage that celebrate the start of this 43-mile passenger rail service, and then we're on to the next phases of this. The patient folks of Cloverdale are right here. Cloverdale, as Chris Corsi just told me, Cloverdale's always going to be an applause line wearing a SMART gathering. So Cloverdale. But we're on to Larkspur, and construction for that extension is going to begin in a few weeks. And we're going to keep going. It's going to be Windsor, Healdsburg. If I started listing off all the communities that are going to someday be served by SMART, it's going to sound like a Howard Dean speech. So I'm just going to stop right there. But it's very exciting. And look, all of these milestones and celebrations are great. They're fun. But what's really special and significant about today is that starting today, all of us, including my own staff, myself, my family, thousands of people I represent in Sonoma and Marin County are going to actually start using this SMART train. So I will see you on board the SMART train very soon. Congratulations, everyone.